Well, it's the 10th of August, so let's see how we're doing in the garden today. Oh, goodness me. So, peppers doing alright now. Doesn't look like the garden got any watering for the past week, so things are going a little dried out, but so caveat up front. Peppers. I have some sweet banana peppers here that are looking grand. These are a bell pepper variety that are starting to get a few. Not awfully big, but they're coming along. And there's a reminder from before, everything kind of got put in a little bit late because I was doing some garden expansions and some other work. Different variety of green peppers, they're doing great. So plenty of production here. This is some type of hybrid, I don't remember exactly, but plenty of peppers going on in there. Back here, this is all shaded out, so cayenne peppers doing all right. This is another type of banana pepper. Peppers, they're all doing just fine, but they're not getting a whole lot of sunlight back here. Okay, climbing tomatoes. Thought they'd be a bit higher by now. It's already mid-August, so I don't think we'll get an awful lot of production off of these. But these were shaded out for a very long time by the peas. Eggplants don't seem to want to grow tall, but they're producing plenty. So I suppose that's the goal, isn't it? But grand size is about 6 inches there. I'm told that's grand size. But they're not really growing tall. They're just taking forever. They are growing, but just not awfully fast. Okay, we have some Roma tomatoes. These were some of the last ones that I set, and they're going a little slow, but they're getting there. I don't think we'll get a ton of them off of here. All right, this one that's all flopped over because I didn't stake it properly is another sweet pepper variety. But this one is supposed to turn yellow, so I decided I'm just going to let them turn yellow, just like that one is, because I tend to pick them when they're green, which is good enough. But what are they called? Lemon Drop, Lemon Dream, something like that. But I'll wait for them to go yellow this time. I'll have to do a better job of propping them. This one tends to branch a lot, so it makes it kind of awkward to stake. All right, this tomatoes. That's a yellow variety, so they're starting to come in, and you can see the cracking on those because they haven't been getting water consistency, but just an abundance of them going. So that's grand. These ones actually are mostly got potted in on time, so get some. That one's probably ready to go. I'll give it a try anyway. All right, basil has gone mad, so I'll have to get that out of here. Okay, now this is our beefsteak variety, and as usual, as you can see, I've planted them way too close together, but we're starting to get some decent production going. Looking at my calendar, this time last year I was canning salsa, and so far this year, again because of delays, I've barely pulled any tomatoes, but they'll get there. Hot pepper is well separated this year, so habaneros. Starting to get some habaneros. I'll probably make a fermented hot sauce out of these, which turns out pretty nice. These will turn bright orange when they're ready. And the jalapenos, there's plenty of jalapenos in there. Get a little bit of a better view, but they're green, so they're kind of hard to see easily. Jesus, this is why I'm not a cinematographer. Okay, I also planted some pickling cucumbers very late, so they're getting shaded out, so they're not going to get much production of anything, I don't expect. And this is our San Marzano tomatoes, which are again also packed very close together, but they're starting to produce, and we might get something out of it. But that's been the theme, has been stuff didn't get planted until way too late. All right, Onions and leeks, they'll do fine. They'll might get something out of this around the October time frame, presuming I remember to water. Triangle bed, this is where carrots were, and I've started some kohlrabi that's going to go in there to try and get a late crop. Cabbages have been fairly ravaged by caterpillars. You can see remains of some in there. What I do is when I find them, I cut them in half and leave them there so that the birds will, in theory, get used to finding caterpillar bits around here and do the hard work themselves. But they've been fairly busy chewing up the old cabbages, which is a shame. Okay, and back on the back side here of the arch, this is just a regular slicer type cucumber, which since I hadn't been training it for the last week, has just been flopping around everywhere, but I'll take care of that very soon. Okay, along the back here I threw in some zucchini very, very late, but let's see if anything comes of this. It might not. Alright, climbing tomatoes, a cherry type. So I had a problem this year in that I ran out of polyester twine for doing the tethers, and I found a ordinary hemp or jute twine, and I used that instead, but then they ended up rotting. Ooh, breezy. And tomatoes fell down, I had to restring them, so they're not in great condition. A couple of poblano peppers, I've picked a couple already, a few more forming. We'll see. Beans, again, got planted way too late, and we'll see if I get any production out of these. There's a couple of flowers in there, and this is more zucchini, which is just making a hell of a lot of flowers, so that's a good sign. They're getting very big very quick, and I might get something out of this. And that's kind of it. Garden overall is a bit of a shambles. But let me see what else is going. Jeez, there's trash everywhere. Grapes are looking grand. So these are ready to pick. And the birds have been finding them. So I need to get that going as fast as I can today. That'll be today's project. And one last addition is the greenhouse. So instead of having plants all shoved down in the basement, we'll have them stuck in here. Just need to put a latch on this thing and it's basically done. And I think that'll do it for today. Bye.